Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. The government has agreed in principle to resume the search for Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 more than 10 years after its disappearance. Transport Minister Anthony Loh says that the Cabinet accepted Ocean Trinity's proposal to continue seabed search operations under a no-fine, no-fee arrangement, which means the government will not have to pay unless the wreckage is found. The search will focus on a new 15,000 square kilometre area in the southern Indian Ocean.
The data has all been presented. Of course, I think our team has gone through and they felt that it is credible, and they have been based on the research of many other experts. And Ocean Infinity, of course, took into considerations all the findings by the various researchers. So, I mean, as far as Malaysian government is concerned, we think that this is another attempt to find MH370, and it is our responsibility and our obligation and our commitment to the families and especially to the next of kin that the government will continue this search.
The Transport Ministry is finalising the terms of the contract with Ocean Infinity, with discussions expected to conclude by early 2025. The search will commence immediately after the agreement is finalised. The firm will receive $70 million if the wreckage is found. Ocean Infinity had also conducted the last search for the plane that ended in 2018. Flight MH370, a Boeing 777 carrying 227 passengers and 12 crew, vanished en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing on March 8, 2014. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ibrahim says he did not interfere with the High Court's decision to discharge and acquit Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor of her money laundering and tax evasion charges. He says the matter was out of his jurisdiction and was left to the court to decide.
Saya tidak menemui mana-mana hakim. Saya tidak bicara dengan ketua hakim negara dalam soal keputusan mahkamah. Kita hormati keputusan mahkamah. Kalau kita peguam negara merasakan perlu membuat rayuan, itu keputusan peguam negara. Okey? Tapi saya tidak fikir perkara ini harus jadi kontroversi.
On Wednesday, High Court Judge K. Muniandi ruled that the charges against Rosmah were illegal and flawed for not complying with the Criminal Procedure Code. The prosecution has since filed an appeal to the Court of Appeal seeking to reverse Rosmah's acquittal. The government will provide diesel subsidy for passenger ferries and roll-on, roll-off ro-ro ferry operators serving Malaysia's key islands starting January 1st, 2025. Transport Minister Anthony Loh says ferry operators could claim the subsidy by February 20th. The subsidized diesel will be priced at RM2.50 per litre with a maximum subsidy rate of 50 cents per litre. The subsidy covers strategic routes including services to Labuan, Pulau Langkawi, Pulau Pangkor, Pulau Ketam, Pulau Tioman, Pulau Redang and Pulau Pinang. To qualify, operators must register with the Malaysian Maritime Department and purchase diesel from licensed suppliers. Anthony said the initiative aims to help ferry operators maintain current fares and manage rising costs while urging them to ensure efficient and satisfactory services for passengers. Malaysia's inflation increased by 1.8% in November 2024 compared to the same period last year, but down slightly from 1.9% in October, marking the first decline since August 2021. The hike in inflation was primarily driven by a slow increase in several key sectors, notably health and transport. Inflation for food and beverages rose at a higher rate of 2.6% from 2.3% in October, while housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels increased to 3.2% from 3.1%. Most states saw inflation below the national rate of 1.8%, except Penang at 2.9%, Pahang 2.4%, Selangor 2.1%, Johor and Sarawak at 1.9%. Chief Statistician Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Maidin noted that Malaysia's inflation rate remained moderate compared to its regional peers. It is lower than Vietnam and the Philippines, but higher than Indonesia and Thailand. Bank Negara Malaysia introduces interim measures to ease the impact of rising medical insurance premiums on policyholders. They aim to alleviate immediate financial strain, though the central bank calls for broader solutions to address rising medical costs. According to B&M, insurance company has been told to spread out changes in premiums due to medical claims inflation over a minimum of 3 years, a measure that will be in place until the end of 2026. The aim is for at least 80% of policyholders to experience yearly premium adjustments of less than 10%. Insurance companies will also temporarily pause certain premium adjustments for 1 year from their policy anniversary for those aged 60 and above. These measures, however, will not be applicable to premium increases that may apply when a policyholder moves to a higher age band. Policyholders who surrendered or lapsed their policy due to repricing can contact their operators for reinstatement at the adjusted premium without additional underwriting. They can also contact their respective insurance operators from 15 January 2025 onwards for more information. Meanwhile, the government, together with insurance operators and private hospitals, will also contribute 60 million ringgit to accelerate health reforms. The fund will help with the implementation of diagnosis-related group payment model and the development of a base policy that covers essential healthcare needs, among others. In other news, 14 controlled items will be gazetted under the 2024 Christmas festive season maximum price control scheme from Monday, December 23rd. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali says the scheme will be enforced for 5 days under the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011. They include imported bone-in mutton, live old chickens only for Sarawak, round cabbages imported from Indonesia and China, but this excludes cabbages from Beijing, carrots and tomatoes. Other control items include red chilies, green bell peppers, imported large red onions, large yellow onions, potatoes imported from China, chicken wings, live pigs at farm level only, pork belly and pork meat and fat. These items will have pink price tags for easier identification and will also be listed on the ministry's website. KPDN will also deploy enforcement officers to monitor public markets, farmers' markets and shopping centres for any violations. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene baharu.
Di mana jua dengan keluarga lagi bahagia. Momen dikongsi jadi lebih bermakna. Walau jauh di mata, tetap dekat di hati. Keluarga harmoni bila semuanya dikongsi. Bila keluarga di sisi, detik jadi istimewa. Kongsikan segalanya dengan family. Kongsi 1000 GB data 5G dan perantauan global percuma. 4 talian untuk family.
You keep scratching the surface for dandruff? But the problem lies deeper. Use Head & Shoulders. It goes 5 layers deep to defeat dandruff and itch. Be up to 100% dandruff-free. Head & Shoulders, dermatologically tested.
Welcome back. Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Ibrahim Thompson, is facing 4 new federal charges, including murder, which could make him eligible for the death penalty. He appeared in a New York City court after waiving extradition in Pennsylvania. The charges include 2 counts of stalking, a firearms offence, and murder through use of a firearm, which carries a maximum potential sentence of death or life in prison. Prosecutors have not said whether they will seek the death penalty. A decision to seek it would ultimately need to be approved by the U.S. Attorney General. According to a federal complaint, Mangione was found in possession of a notebook containing handwritten pages expressing hostility toward the health insurance industry and wealthy executives. He is also facing multiple state charges. The 26-year-old is currently being held at a federal prison in Brooklyn, the same facility housing Sean Diddy Combs. Starting in January, Belgium will become the first European Union country to ban the sale of disposable vapes due to concerns over their use among children and their environmental impact. This move is part of Belgium's broader anti-tobacco initiative, driven by government data showing that most young smokers begin with electronic cigarettes rather than traditional tobacco products. While supporters argue that vapes can help smokers quit, health authorities are worried that their colourful designs and fruity flavours appeal to children. In Belgium, it is already illegal to sell vapes to those under 18. A 2022 World Health Organization survey found that 12% of Belgian 11 to 18-year-olds had used a vape in the past 30 days, more than double the figure from 2018. Other countries, including Germany and France, are considering similar bans on single-use vapes. Meanwhile, the UK, no longer part of the EU, plans to implement its own ban by June. Belgium's ban aims not only to curb vaping among youth, but also to reduce the environmental damage caused by discarded single-use vapes, which contain plastics, chemicals, and non-rechargeable batteries. Myanmar's rebel Arakan army has released footage said to show members from the ruling junta forces surrendering in the town of An in Rakhine State. Several people holding up and waving pieces of white cloth were seen running from a building as gunshots and explosions rang out in the air.
The footage also showed several injured fighters lying on the ground. A caption accompanying the videos on the Arakan Army's Telegram channel said the fighters were Myanmar junta soldiers from Western Regional Command HQ who fled after the ruling junta bombarded their base to prevent soldiers from defecting. However, Reuters could not independently verify the claims in the caption. The location of the video was verified by the river, structures, a playfield, trees and buildings which match a satellite imagery of the area. Reuters also could not independently verify when the video was filmed. The western state of Rakhine has seen a surge in violence in the past year following the collapse of a ceasefire between the powerful rebel group called the Arakan Army and the military. In Rakhine, home to the persecuted Rohingya Muslim minority, the military in recent months has prevented the delivery of food and medicine to severely malnourished children in an area gripped by cholera, according to aid workers.
Scientists have discovered 27 new species during a 2022 expedition to Peru's Amazon rainforest. Among the discoveries were an amphibious mouse and a blob-headed fish in the Alto Mayo region, a well-populated and protected area. According to Trond Larsen, head of Conservation International's Rapid Assessment Program, some interesting finds include a spiny mouse with stiff fur as well as an amphibious mouse with partially webbed feet. Another notable discovery was an armored catfish with a blob-shaped head, the function of which remains unclear. The 38-day survey recorded more than 2,000 species of wildlife and plants. Larsen said to find so many species is surprising given the area's high human population density. Aside from the 27 new species, he said another 48 species found by investigators were potentially new and would require further study. More recently, the WWF also reported 234 new species in the Greater Mekong region, highlighting the urgency of protecting habitats and tackling wildlife trade to prevent further species loss. That wraps up AWANI tonight. Check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world, all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thank you for watching and good night.